Welcome to Everyday AI Made Simple. Today, we're doing something a little different. I had some questions about the current state of the economy in the US, so I did some research to see where things stood in a few different areas, like the job market, prices of goods, and the housing market. There's also a little included related to AI's effects on the job market. I'm thinking if I was curious, then some of you probably are too, so I'm sharing that data with you. So let's dive in.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into the U.S. economy. We're talking about what's really going on with your wallet, your job, and what the future might hold for all of us.
All right, let's start with a feeling I think we've all had recently. You're at the checkout, you see the total, and you just kind of think to yourself, whoa, how did it get that high? Well, you're not just imagining it. That feeling is a real reflection of the huge economic shifts happening right now.
And, to really get a handle on this huge, complex thing we call the economy, we're actually going to start super small with something as simple as your grocery receipt. Because that's where the story really starts for most of us, right? So if you feel like your wallet's been getting pulled in a million different directions lately, well, it has. I mean, look at these numbers from the past year. Groceries, up almost 3%. Your electric bill, up over 6%. But then you look at the gas pump, and prices are actually down more than 6%. It's this crazy mix of ups and downs that makes everything feel so confusing.
And this is a perfect example of that push and pull we're all feeling. Your grocery bill is slowly ticking up week after week, but at the same time, you're getting a little bit of a break at the gas station. It feels like our budgets are being stretched in opposite directions, and believe me, there are some very specific reasons why. So, what's really going on here? What are the invisible forces causing this economic whiplash? Well, it really boils down to two big words we hear all the time: inflation and tariffs. If you can wrap your head around these two, you're well on your way to understanding what's happening to your money.
All right, so let's break these down one by one. And we're going to start with the big one, that word you hear on the news literally every day: inflation.
Okay, I know the official definition can sound super complicated, but the idea behind it is actually really simple. All inflation means is that your money just doesn't buy as much as it used to. That dollar in your wallet, it's lost some of its punch. Here's a great way to think about it. Imagine you're in a candy store, okay? And poof, suddenly everyone in the store has way more money in their pockets. But the store has the exact same amount of candy on the shelves. So what happens next? Well, with all those extra dollars chasing the same old candy, the owner can and will raise the prices. That, right there, is inflation in a nutshell.
Or, hey, how about a pizza analogy? If you take a regular 8-slice pizza and you cut it into 16 tiny slices, you have more slices, sure, but you don't have more pizza. It's the same thing. When there's more money floating around, but not more stuff to buy with it, each dollar just becomes a smaller, less valuable piece of the whole economic pie.
Okay, that's inflation. Now for the second piece of our puzzle, tariffs. So what are they? Honestly, a tariff is just a fancy word for a tax, but it's a very specific tax. It's one that gets slapped on goods that are imported from other countries. And listen, this isn't some abstract economic theory. The big retailers, we're talking places like Target and Walmart, they've been super clear about this. They've basically said, look, if our costs go up because of these tariffs, we don't just eat that cost. No way. That extra expense gets passed right along to you, the customer, at the checkout. And we're not talking about a few cents here and there. This really adds up. One study actually put a number on it: an extra $1,300 per year for the average American household, all because of higher prices from tariffs. I mean, that is a huge hit to any family's budget. Okay, so we've talked about the prices we pay, but that's only half the story of the economy, right? The other half is the work we do. And right now, the job market is going through a massive, massive shift, and the engine behind it all is artificial intelligence. So when we talk about AI at work, there's this big debate. Is it a helper or is it a threat? And the truth is, it's kind of both. On one side, you have AI as this amazing assistant that can handle boring tasks and make us way more productive. But on the flip side, that very same automation could mean that, down the road, companies just don't need to hire as many people for certain jobs. But here's what's really interesting and maybe a little surprising. For years, we all thought automation was coming for manual labor jobs, right? But now, it's actually white-collar jobs, the ones that deal with data and information, like programming, accounting, you name it, that are right in the crosshairs of this AI revolution.
Now, I know that can sound pretty scary, but it helps to look at this with a little historical perspective. Because this isn't the first time technology has completely shaken up the job market. Get this. A whopping 60% of people working today are in jobs that didn't even exist back in 1940. So while technology does change and sometimes eliminate jobs, it has a pretty solid track record of creating brand new ones too, often ones we can't even imagine yet.
So, you've got these two massive forces at play, shifting prices and game-changing technology. The big question is, how are different parts of our economy actually dealing with it all? Let's take a quick look at how three key industries are adapting.
First up, retail. Right now, it is an all-out war for your dollar. Seriously. With everyone feeling the squeeze from higher prices, shoppers are on the hunt for a good deal. And that means retailers are in a dogfight, throwing out promotions and discounts left and right, all to convince you to shop with them. Then you've got the tech world. They're in a flat-out sprint, a high-stakes race to build the future of AI. And they're putting it into everything. Your phone, your search engine, you name it. And this isn't just about adding a few cool new tricks. This is about fundamentally rewiring our entire digital lives. And finally, let's look at healthcare, which is a totally different story. Yes, the industry is growing, and yes, they're using AI. But here, it's not about replacing people. It's about giving them a co-pilot. AI is being used to help doctors with things like diagnostics and all that mind-numbing paperwork, which frees them up to do the one thing a machine can't, provide real human patient care.
So, when you put it all together, it's clear our economy is being fundamentally reshaped by these two powerful forces, higher prices and smarter tech. Just understanding how they work is the absolute first step. But after that, the really important question becomes, in this totally new landscape, how are you going to adapt?
Thanks for sticking with me through this whirlwind tour. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you next time on Everyday AI Made Simple.